The National Credit Regulator is clamping down on more microlenders who are giving loans to beneficiaries of child grants. This follows the recent action against Net1 subsidiary Moneyline Financial Services. Moneyline was found to be granting credit to consumers receiving grants.
There are about 16 million social grant recipients in South Africa. Each month, many of them queue at SASSA offices to receive social grants totaling 10 billion rand. This is a lucrative market for the banks and microlenders who offer many of these recipients personal loans. The NCR has applied to the National Consumer Tribunal to cancel the registration of Moneyline Financial Services. It says it's illegal to extend loans to recipients of child support and foster care grants.
We did an investigation and we found that child support grants and foster child support grants were taken into account for income. And the regulator finds this unacceptable. The Act does not allow for the monies that are for children or for the benefits of another individual to be used as income in an affordability assessment.
But the problem is not only limited to child support beneficiaries. Many credit providers have been able to access social grant money and institute debit orders for insurance contracts, cell phone contracts, and microlending. And in most cases, an affordability assessment is not made to determine whether social grant recipients can afford the repayments.
We found, irrespective of the child grants, is that monies were extended to social grants recipients without taking their living expenses into account properly, or without doing an assessment on their debt repayment history. So your debt repayment history is easily found on the credit bureau. So you would pull a credit bureau report and see how someone is paying their debts, and this was found to have not happened.
Civil society has called on the government to consider eliminating debit order facilities for social grant recipients. But Microfinance South Africa, which has about 1,500 members across the country, says getting rid of debit order facilities will cause a logistical nightmare in the industry. MFSA says beneficiaries of social grants are also entitled to credit.
Any person who is a citizen of this country and who is able to afford it should have access to responsible credit. Would that include the recipients of social grants? In our books, yes, it does. The question gets interesting when you start talking about child grants, and in that case, we are awaiting an outcome from a matter which will be serving at the National Consumer Tribunal.
Now the ball is in the court of the National Consumer Tribunal to make a ruling on whether Moneyline is guilty of issuing loans to beneficiaries of child support and foster care grants. And the National Credit Regulator says it intends to conduct investigations across the country to determine if other financial services companies are engaging in this practice. Naledi Mulifi, SABC News, Johannesburg.